to learn the hard way that these go in a specific way. Like every single hinge goes in its direct spot on the car somewhere. So after I tried to put the rear doors on the first time, and I couldn't figure out why they wouldn't line up because I had the wrong hinges and the door was on awkward. Now it's great that we put bolts in all these bags, but I forgot to label them, so I've got a bunch of bags of bolts. I have no idea what half of them do. I'm slowly starting to remember what each ones do and like where they go kind of thing, but what's up guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're assembling the wagon. By the end of this video, we will have a put together car. Except for the tailgate, I haven't got that yet. But the entire car is here, and while off camera, I've already started with some of it. So let me show you because it looks freaking nuts. So we've got the front bar on this side, radiator support, headlight, guard, mirror, door, side skirt. This side is assembled and it is good to go. And it looks freaking sick. So on this side, as you just saw, I had Indy's help lining up this door. Now we've just chucked this door on. Peel that tape off. Just chuck this door on. Once that's assembled, I can chuck the guard on, and I can chuck side skirt on. And then we're gonna roll it out into the sun on this glorious day. We're gonna look at it and we're gonna wash it. All right, and also I had a quick play after, a tiny bit of wet sanding and a little bit of polishing before. So the thing that we did find out that all of this damn orange peel is in fact from the wet on wet sealer. So that is a bummer. With that second bumper that we had, we literally just scuffed it up and painted it. It's like got splits and cracks in it, but that'll be the burnout bumper. So for however long that lasts, before it catches on fire and melts, that'll just go on for me to skids. So the car looks like a complete car. And because we didn't use the wet on wet sealer, it came out freaking awesome. And it was so disappointing. At least we had like a bit of closure, seeing that it did come out perfect without the wet on wet, and it wasn't like an issue somewhere else down the line kind of thing, like with the prep work or the painting itself. It was all just that damn wet on wet sealer. So a lot of wet sanding ahead, a lot of wet sanding ahead. But yeah, it will come out mint. So extremely keen. And for the people that thought that if the bottom coat, sorry I'm puffed, I had to push start the Forester, so I'm a bit puffed right now. But for all the people that thought we wouldn't be able to get the orange peel out, yeah, it's in the very bottom layer and we're just coating over it. I'll show you what this does when we're just leveling the top layer out. 2 reference points. So for instance, this is what it starts out with. You can see horrible orange peel, like really hard to see the reflection. Just here, a little bit of wet sanding, a little bit of polishing. Also here, like a little bit of wet sanding, a little bit of polishing. Now you can see it's still a little bit ripply. I only did a tiny bit of wet sanding, but then like you come just here, look at that. For some reason, the bumpers it pinched up the most. You can see here where I went to the edge of sanding, starting to level out those high spots, and then it comes into the flat. So not wet sanded, wet sanded. So the whole car will come out perfect. I do not have any issues with that. We just have a shit ton of work ahead of us. So now I'm going to catch my breath, put that last door on, and we will be golden. Oh. Yeah, like I was saying before, I had a horrible time figuring out these hinges. And I found out the best way to do it. You lift the door onto the striker, onto the latch. You just loosely put in the bolts. So, okay, I did that one up a tiny bit tight, but like so that these can move usually, because then you can lift the door, get the gaps perfect, and then you can smash the bolts in, do them up tight. All right, so that's what I'll do now. I'll get back to you once I got this door actually fixed on the car. All right, so now we'll put on the old dusty mirror. Alrighty, so now I've got the guard and I've got the side skirt on. Now we can move to the radiator support. Put this down for a second because I just don't feel like this is aligned perfectly. The holes are off a little bit. That side was too, so I just moved it up, but I'll just use both hands to make sure I've got it aligned properly. Alrighty, so you can now see that those are actually kind of centered a little bit. You can see where I did it up before. You can see that little rough mark there. Yeah, it just wasn't sitting on properly. That's in enough for now. Now that side's already on, so I should be able to do this one one-handed. There we go. See, and the beautiful thing about this too is the tolerances of paint compared to vinyl wrap. I used to have to push so hard to get this like panel in. Look how easy that pushes in. I used to have to fight with that so hard with the vinyl wrap. Now it just pops in. Now, because I'm choosing not to put the front grille in just yet, actually, oh, there's no reason I can't. All right, let's chuck that front grille in. Ready? Better. Alrighty, so now that that's in, we can place the bonnet on and push it out into the sun. Think everything's on, everything's good. All right, I'm gonna call Indy to give me a hand because this thing's going to be, I don't want to roll down this hill straight into that garage. So I'll have some assistance pulling it out and then we'll have a look and give it its first bath. Now on camera, oh, it kind of shows the red, but it does pop, like, especially when you go down the side of it and everything. Oh. Can't wait to wash it. Now, I know my own rule, don't wash it when it's good weather out because it's a dark color. Don't want the soap to dry on it, but I'll just be really quick. Now, God, it's really hard to decide. Indy and I were just saying, like, sure, that black headlight looks really sick and stealthy, but then at the same time, the stock headlights match the wheels and it looks really cool against the black. So I'm literally in two minds between going stock headlights or tinted headlights because both look sick. Yeah, I'm gonna need some help with that one. I really don't know how to make that choice. But let's get all this dust off it, all the crappy grime off it, and we should be able to see it actually pop a little. Alrighty, let's wash this for the first time, blow all the dust off it and all the cobwebs. Not too fussed about getting a bit of water in the back here, that doesn't really bother me. And I'll have to be careful on the driver's side too, because it's got no window. Oh, it does have a window, but it's wound down and I can't wind it up right now. All right, I'll finish rinsing this off and then we'll get to soaping and sudsing. Ooh, boy. Oh, look at that roof. That roof is just, whew. I hope this shows up on camera as cool as it freaking does in life, like with my eyeballs, if you know what I mean. Like, even look, all the horrible orange peel, you can still see that like insane freaking reflection. Oh, when it just picks up on all the freaking accents and you come above and you pick it up and like, I was gonna wrap the roof black, but just when you come above and you just get that extra red, just whoa. All right, now let's actually walk onto the side that you can see. Whoa. So sick. So sick. Just when you're right above it, you pick that up on that angle. It's a real freaking sick cherry. Like, I guess you'd say cherry black. Just, oh. Now, one thing that we were worried about is because we obviously painted the body and the doors at a different time, we were worried that you'd be able to see a bit of a color difference. But I think it is safe to say you can't see any difference between them, which is great. I need to clean my big Johnny's wheels. Oh. I don't know if it picks up the flake that much on camera, but God, it just looks so sick. So we just need to put the tailgate on and we've got the whole car together. Freaking sick. Yeah, I can see that whole rear door kind of needs to go like up in that direction. Like I was saying before, Indy and I tried for a while and we just couldn't get it there. Oh, such a gnarly color. Alright, I'm going to dry off the wheels real quick and then we can drool over it a bit more. Alright, so after some serious time frothing, I have no idea what it was that I last filmed. But I've taken photos and sent them to everyone. Like, I am truly frothing this look and I freaking love it. And I'm so happy that I do love it. Because obviously, especially when you're investing so much time and money into stuff, you always like get worried about the potential that you won't like it or something. But yeah, I'm loving this. And I think I am so happy to even call this a black car with red flake. Like at first I was worried it was going to be too dark, but I don't know if it can pick it up on camera, but in person, this color is to die for. It is just so cool. And I've had a quick talk with Indy and a brief chat with Tim as well. And I'm pretty sure we are 100% going with stock headlights. So the tinted does look sick, but just that OEM, like with the chrome and everything, and like it looks like it is meant to be. Oh, like look at that angle. Oh, that is so freaking cool. So we are definitely staying with stock ones, and I can't wait. And Indy is trying to message me.
Don't put on video, I just want to tell you something.
Okay. Anyways, of course the wind picks up as I start to film. Like, you can still see there is a lot of orange peel on this. So once we've actually cut and buffed it, like, this already has an insane look because obviously it's just paint. But once it's cut and buffed, oh, this thing's gonna look like an animal. Can't freaking wait. Now, one thing I did notice with this is this wheel is leaking a tiny bit of air. I don't know if that's from where it's sealed in the middle because it's a 3-piece wheel, or I wonder if it's coming from the valve stem. No, it doesn't seem to be doing that. It could be anything, but we're gonna have to check it. But it's not a massive thing to like worry about because again, we've had the wheels 2 months, and if it's leaked just that tiny bit of air, it's not a huge thing. I just really don't want the wheel to de-bead because that's going to be a nightmare to have to try and put that back on and everything. I have to take it to a tyre shop to do that. Yeah. Oh, God. It's just so damn cool. So we really just only have to put the tailgate on, finish off putting the door handles on, and then we can... one thing that you can see with the door handles is we didn't bother doing the wet on wet with them either. See that, like, so you can see that, like, just look at the dot of the sun on the handle compared to on the door above it. It's just like more refined, so that shows you what's more still to come kind of thing. Yeah, once the tailgate's on. Alright, so the camera died, but while we're here as well, we did get a fresh new delivery. We have 6 boxes now of merch, 6 full boxes. So these are pretty much all the shirts and hoodies that we can pretty much chuck on the website to sell and finish off all the other orders. We have an absolute crap ton, like 6 boxes, and they are packed to the brim. Like I said before, I thought the big order that we got last time was massive, and that was only 3 boxes. Now we got 6 boxes of them, so there will be plenty on the store very soon. But what I'm going to do, now that I've swapped over the steering wheel, is I'm going to come out here. And I think it's time, I guess, putting the sticker on the front windscreen will also be a time where we're kind of like announcing, well, not announcing, but birthing the new wagon kind of thing. But I reckon one really cool touch is we get to use the original key from the last wagon. So I'm going to take one of these off. I've got a TJ Hunt one on here and a Downshift Oz one. I think it might be time to retire the Remove Before Flight one from Downshift. And no, I didn't copy them with this. This is what they normally say on real jet tags from like the Air Force and stuff. So I didn't copy Downshift by putting Remove Before Send on mine. I kind of just changed the original one. But I'll chuck this on here with the TJ Hunt one, and then I guess I'll chuck it back in the ignition. Alright, so now I got two black and yellow ones, and yes, I'm pretty sure when this TJ Hunt one was new, it was like the exact same color almost, so it just shows you how dirty these get. But it does look a bit odd having two black and yellow ones on there. So just like how I liked how well it contrasted when I had another color on there, I think the next ones that I'll do will be yellow with black writing on them. Of pretty much maybe the same thing, because these ones are so basic and universal, I can use them for anything. Like just Picnic Media, Remove Before Send, have it yellow with black writing. That should look pretty sick. Now, as well, you're probably asking yourselves, like, is there a point to even having a key for this? And yes, there is, because without it, the steering wheel would lock. So I will forever always need those keys too, so they will be necessary. So it'd be cool to have them, which I'm excited for. Now, I think I'm gonna go annoy Indy and get her to help me push this back up the hill so I can put her back to sleep in the garage. I'm thinking with these parts too, because they're like a little bit gray, not black. I'm thinking of getting vinyl, like black vinyl with maybe like gold flake through it or something to actually put over those. But other than that, it sucks because I really enjoy looking at this, but at the same time I can already also see dust and stuff forming on the, like falling on the paintwork and everything. And I like it looking brand new, especially after I've just washed it. So, I mean, there's no point putting it in the garage anyways then, because it only freaking gets dusty in the garage too. But it can't live out here, so we gotta go put it back inside. So I'll go annoy Indy and we'll push it back in. Alrighty, so we ended up needing the help of one of our very kind neighbours to push the wagon in, because coming in this little step just here proved harder than pushing it up that entire steep hill and everything. So thank you, Dave, it was good meeting you, and he's one of the guys in the street that owns a Sora, so it's cool to see another car guy. But the wagon's back to sleep. It is so freaking cool to see that it's back together, and we should have, if I just change exposure. But the car is together now, just waiting on the tailgate. And then with the engine coming soon, this entire build is coming together, and it's so freaking cool. I can't wait, but I have to end the video today because you have to end it somewhere. This is where I'm going to end it for what we've done with today's pretty much accomplishments. And it feels like we've accomplished a lot. Like the car is actually together. We saw it in the sun, we washed it. I've got an audience. But yeah, it's incredible to see it all together. But that's where I'm going to wrap up today. So I won't catch you guys until Monday now.
I've been in thugging, you bitching and bugging, there's nothing that we got in common. I've been out grinding and hustling, investing this paper, got tired of eating that ramen. All of my music be heat, I ain't missing a beat, I've been blessed with impeccable timing. Watch all them people who friendly, it turn into envy whenever they see that you shining. Okay, I'm